We are making yet another Indian fusion cake that is eggless, soft, moist, full of flavors, and tastes like eating an Indian sweet. Presenting the rustic Gajar Ka Halwa Cake. The first step would be, of course, to bake your cake layers. Now I have shared the recipe for this eggless vanilla cake a couple of times on the channel before, so I am skipping it in this video, and I'll link the links to other video where you can find the recipe if need be, or you can use any of your own favorite cake base recipe. So instead of vanilla essence, I have used 1 teaspoon of rabdi essence, just like we did with our gulab jamun cake. Allow the cake to cool completely before starting with the next step. So our next step would be to prepare the cream base, which we will use as the filling, for which of course you will need some cream. I always recommend using a weighing scale here to be precise when it comes to baking. Do try to invest in one and it would last you forever. So along with the cream, we will also be adding some icing sugar and again rabdi essence, and then whip it to stiff peaks. Now I have been getting a couple of questions as to whether we can whip the cream with a hand, I mean manually. See, I am using a dairy-based whipping cream, which is super easy to whip with hands. But I understand that non-dairy whipping creams are not easier to whip. Then in that case, you can definitely use a hand beater or even a stand mixer. So basically, you have to whip it until stiff peaks. Since this is a Gajar Ka Halwa cake, we would of course need some Gajar Halwa or carrot halwa, or call it Indian carrot pudding, whatever it may be. You would of course need some of it as part of your filling. Now I have already shared a detailed recipe in one of our previous videos, which I'll link it in the description box below, up here in the I link, or at the end of this video. So you can follow that recipe, or you can of course follow your own mom's special recipe, or simply use a store bought. Well, of course I would not recommend using store bought, because if you are making it for a client, homemade would give you the perfect and best results. Now that everything is ready, let us start assembling the cake. So we would start by trimming the top layer of our cake. Even though you get a flat top cake, always trim the crystallized, not crystallized, caramelized layer on top, so that the sugar syrup that we add gets soaked in and the cake remains moist for a longer period of time. If you are new to our channel, welcome, and please do consider subscribing to it, as I post new videos every single week on baking and dessert related recipes. So time to soak the cake with some sugar syrup. To make this sugar syrup, simply dissolve 3 tablespoons of sugar in 3 tablespoons of hot water. Once dissolved, allow it to cool completely before applying it onto the cake. While applying, make sure to cover the edges as well, where the cake tends to become more drier comparatively. So give a nice coating of sugar syrup, followed by our rubdy whipped cream. Next comes the layer of our Gajar Halwa, followed by some salted pistachios. I am adding around 100 grams of Gajar Halwa in each layer. So 100 grams of halwa now, again followed by a layer of cake, whipped cream, and again Gajar Halwa, which would be 100 grams. So time to repeat the layers. First comes the second layer of cake, which we will soak it with some sugar syrup, then followed by our rabdi whipped cream, gajar ka halwa, and some salted pistachios, finally topped with the last layer of cake. On our gulab jamun cake, a lot of you guys have been asking me for a substitute for rabdi essence. Well, you can use kesar essence, that is saffron, or cardamom essence, or even plain vanilla essence would do. But I feel that the rabdi essence gives the cake a traditional Indian sweet kind of taste, which is something unique and special. So definitely check out the cake shops near your house where you live. You would definitely find one. So finally, it's time to crumb coat the cake. Now I'm gonna leave the cake as it is, that is just at the stage of crumb coating, which I think gives the cake a more rustic effect. To be honest with you all, I didn't have enough time to go for a well frosted look because I have a 1 month old and a 4 year old now, a toddler. Behind these two kids, my entire day just goes by just like any other mum. So yeah, I think this also gives a nice and a different look to our halwa cake. You can opt for this type of styling or a well frosted cake, whichever way you choose. So, whatever way you choose, the topping or the decorations that I am making would definitely make your cake look good as well. So, for the chocolate decorations to go on top, we would of course need some melted dark and white chocolate, which we will add in such silicone molds. So simply add the melted chocolate into the cavities. To go for a marbled effect, combine the white and dark chocolate, follow the video for a clear picture, and then flip the silicone mold to release, I mean not to release, to take out the excess chocolate, and so that the remaining chocolate coats the entire cavity. While you're making the chocolate decorations, do remember to keep your cake in the refrigerator for around 15 to 20 minutes so that the frosting, the crumb coating sets a bit. So coming back to our chocolate decorations, I have a separate video on how to melt chocolates the right way. Please do refer that to get an idea about the consistency and the right way of melting your chocolates. You can also follow the instant pot method of melting chocolates, about which I have talked in a detailed blog post. All the links will be there down below in the description box below. So once you are happy with the coating, take a spatula and run it on the silicone sheet to even out the top, and then let it set at room temperature until completely set. There's no need to refrigerate it, just keep it in a room where the AC is on most of the time if you're living in a hot and humid area. For me, I just leave it on the countertop for a while and it sets beautifully. Acting quickly, you can also spread the excess chocolate on the parchment paper and use it as chocolate barks to decorate your cakes. Finally, once the chocolate is set, simply pop it out from the silicone mold and your chocolate spears are all ready to be used as a decoration on top of your cakes and cupcakes. You can also choose to fill in the cavity just like the way how I have done in this video to make it even more interesting. What I have done here is that I have taken one half of the sphere, added the Gajar Ka Halwa onto it, and to seal it I have used another part of the chocolate sphere, added some melted chocolate onto its rim, and then just joined the two together to complete the chocolate sphere. I hope more than my saying the video was clear to you. Finally, all that is left to do is prepare the chocolate ganache for the drip, which is totally optional. So simply chop up some chocolates onto a bowl, add in hot whipping cream to it, and then just mix it until the two dissolves and forms a homogeneous mixture. Allow it to cool and thicken a bit, and then use it as part of your decorations. This is totally optional. I'm just gonna add the drip onto one half of the cake. Again, it's a personal choice. I feel drip cakes on a rustic background looks even more prettier. What do you guys think? Just let me know about the look of this cake in the comments below. Once you are happy with the drip effect, allow the cake to sit in the refrigerator for around 10 to 15 minutes so that the ganache sets completely. Once done, it's time for cake decoration, which happens to be my most favorite part. So to place the rose, I have just covered the stem of it with a cling wrap to be hygienically safe. Just letting you guys know. And then I think it would be easier to follow the video rather than me explaining about where and how I have placed things. Of course, you can choose your own way of decorating the cake if you like it to be that way. Here's how I have decorated this gorgeous rustic looking Gajar Ka Halwa cake.
Congratulations, celebration.
I had made this cake for my husband to celebrate a small occasion, and hence I do not have a sequence of me properly cutting the cake like I always show in my videos. I'm really sorry about that, guys. And however, I tried my level best to save a piece just to show you guys the texture and look from within. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, and if you are one of those who loves fusion cake, then definitely let me know in the comments below. I would try to do more such cakes. One such cake that has been pending for a long time is, I think, the rasmalai cake, which is not on my channel yet. If you would like to see rasmalai cake, then also let me know. I'll plan on doing it because I feel every other baker might be knowing how to do the cake by now. But still, if you would like to see my way, then definitely let me know by hitting the like button. And by the way, this chocolate filled Gajar Halwa turned out even better than actual cake. I just love them. It goes perfectly well as part of our cake decoration. Oh yes, so that brings us to the end of this video, but before I leave, please do check the related videos which I think will be very useful to put together this cake even more easily and quickly. And let me know about your thoughts on fusion cakes in the comments below, and I'll see you soon in my next one. Until then, this is Sushma signing off. Take care. Bye bye.